Hello everyone, I'm Mitchell Ryan Darcy, and today I'm going to be watching The Blue Max, a movie my mom has talked about for a while, and she's like, "Oh, Mitchell, you need to really see this movie," and I'm like, "Okay." Just so happens I was able to track down a copy of the Twilight Time edition of the Blu-ray, which was I think there's only 3,000 of them, and I'm actually surprised I was able to get one for a somewhat decent price, a little more than what I wanted to pay. But I hope the disc is good. But I'm kind of really excited to see the Blue Max in the sense that George Papard is in it, and really the only thing I've seen him in is the A-Team, and I love the A-Team. I think he does an amazing job in it and all that, and it's like such an iconic role. It's like when I see George Papard in a role that isn't Hannibal Smith, it's like, is that all I'm going to be thinking about when I'm watching the movie? Is like, it's Hannibal Smith. No, I don't know. Anyways, I think it's a war film, something to do with airplanes, I guess. I don't know what war it is. I don't know, like, is it World War One, World War Two? I don't know. I think it's probably more than likely World War Two, but I don't know. Maybe it's a different war. There is other wars other than World War One and World War Two. You know. Anyways, time to watch the Blue Max. I just finished watching the Blue Max, and it is um, it's kind of a classic. I'm not gonna lie. Like, just watching it overall, plot wise, and all that, and just the way it was shot and all that, it kind of reminded me of the older sort of epic films. Sort of like, it may not be at the same level of Gone with the Wind or Doctor Zhivago or anything, that big of a classic. But like, the Blue Max is still pretty good overall, especially with what it did. Like, it is a World War One takes place in World War One, and it's about the airplane squadron, specifically one guy, and I don't know, George Papard. He sort of, I guess he did a pretty good job what his character was supposed to be, but like overall, the entire film is kind of like, I gotta say, I'm a little bit mixed on the film, but I do know overall it definitely didn't do what I expected it to do. Like when I learned, it's going to be a World War One film, and it's going to involve the biplanes and all that, and possibly the Red Baron. That was actually kind of a bit of a surprise. Didn't really say it was based on a true story. It could probably be inspired by a true story, or maybe it's a fictional made up character in a real time type movie. I'm not sure, actually, now that I think about it. But I will say the cinematography and the action scenes, the way they were shot, were pretty damn good. The Blu-ray for Twilight Time looks amazing. Like, even my mom was saying it because she had an old VHS copy of the Blue Max, and like, she said the quality was amazing in this as we were watching it. It actually looked so good that you can really sort of tell the blue screen, green screen type moments. I don't know what color screen they used back then for that. Actually, no, it was rear. It would be rear projection. I think it's probably rear projection, where it's like they're sitting in a body of an aircraft, but there's projecting footage that was already filmed behind it. It's not. They didn't. I don't know if they. I don't think they had the technology for green screen or blue screens back then. But like, you can sort of see the outline a bit. I don't know if that's like something else or whatever, but like lighting mistake or something. But anyways, overall, pretty cool. Like, especially the sets and the war pieces, like the parts where there's like, hundreds of extras and all that. Like, it felt pretty decently real, especially for 1960. But there is some parts I'm like, was this really necessary to have this whole thing? And then it's like, when it finally got to the ending, which I kind of thought was a little bit iconic, just the way they did it. Like, I kind of predicted a bit of it right. I'm not going to say what it is because, there's probably a lot of people who's never seen the Blue Max. Yeah, definitely the aerial fights and choreography in the skies, like that, the way they shot it, like that is definitely the highlight of the film. It's kind of like come for that, stay for the dramatic rest of the plot. For me, I didn't really care that much about the main character, George Papar's character, because it's like the his choices and all that. Like some of it didn't really. I felt like it kind of went back and forth because it's like, oh, are you trying to do this? And then it's like, no, you're trying to do that. And George Papar's acting. He's definitely younger in this. I don't know. If, I'm I'm not sure. Maybe this is early on, like very early on, George Papar. Like I don't know. It's like, was he doing a really bad job of acting? Like, because some of it was good, but just other times it felt like I kind of, to me, I wasn't sure exactly what he was trying to do, acting wise. Like but then again, it also depended on the scene by scene. I don't know. I don't know. I felt there was something weird, character wise, movie wise. Like after seeing the ending, it kind of made sense what they did earlier on. So it's definitely a very for a war film. The Blue Max really stands out, and I think definitely wouldn't mind rewatching it again. Wow, Jerry Goldsmith. Oh, that's not the same Jerry Goldsmith. Is that same Jerry Goldsmith who does the soundtrack to Rudy? Hold on. Yes. Okay. So he Jerry Goldsmith did do the soundtrack to Rudy. He composed it. Wow. Rudy, that's like a 30 year gap between the Blue Max and Rudy. Wow. Music was pretty good. Nothing that stand out too much, but like it was good enough for what the film was. Like definitely felt like one of those, like it had the intermission and all that. I definitely like the intro where it's like it showed a bit before doing the title cards. Because usually older films like this, it starts right away with the title cards. So this one was interesting that it started off with a actual brief scene before going into title cards. Like war films, not many war films I've seen that are related to World War I fighter planes. So I definitely would recommend checking this out if you want to check this out. Anyways, I want to know in the comments below what you thought of the Blue Max movie. Thank you very much for watching. I want you to have a nice day or night or whatever time you watch this. Have a nice whatever. Thanks again for watching.